When you hear Monaco, you probably picture fast cars, luxury casinos, and billionaires on the beach. A glamorous microstate, untouched by the chaos of the world. Or so it seems. During World War II, this tiny country was occupied twice, betrayed by its own people, and became a hub of espionage and uneasy alliances. This is the untold story of Monaco in World War II. In the years before the war, Monaco was neutral, just like it had been during World War I. Ruling the country was Prince Louis II, a former French general who loved his country but knew it couldn't defend itself. Monaco didn't even have a real army, just a ceremonial guard. Even though he was 70, he was appointed as a French general. No one had to doubt which side of the global conflict he was on. On September 5, according to the agreements of the World War I peace treaty, 300 French soldiers were stationed in Monaco so that France could guarantee the protection of the dwarf state. The neutral position of the principality offered many refugees the opportunity to go into hiding or to use it as a springboard to safer places. Many Jewish families found shelter in Monaco. But neutrality only works when larger powers allow it, and in 1940, when France fell to Nazi Germany and Mussolini joined Hitler, Monaco's fate was suddenly in question. Still, the country remained a playground for Europe's elite. The Casino de Monte Carlo kept the economy afloat, and the country relied heavily on French support for military protection and diplomacy. In November 1942, Germany launched Operation Anton, occupying Vichy France. The Italian army decided on November 11, 1942, to occupy the independent country as an irredenta. This raid initially led to the arrest of Italian anti-fascists who fled, but some Monegasques were also arrested. The situation for Jewish refugees in Monaco became precarious, although the Italians sometimes turned a blind eye. Although Italy never formally annexed Monaco, they installed a military presence and began quietly controlling the country's administration. On the surface, life in Monaco remained calm. The casinos still opened, tourists still came, although fewer than before. There were no bombings or tanks in the street, but behind the scenes, Italy was tightening its grip. Prince Louis II found himself in an impossible position. He didn't resist the Italians, partly because he couldn't, and partly because he hoped to preserve Monaco's independence by cooperating just enough to avoid violence. Italian authorities started influencing police decisions, border controls, and communications. They also monitored political dissidents, suppressed resistance activity, and started tracking Jewish residents, though deportations did not begin under Italian rule. There was also talk, though never acted on, of annexing Monaco into the Kingdom of Italy, similar to what Mussolini did with Nice and Corsica. And while the Italian occupation was less brutal than the Nazi one that would follow, it laid the groundwork for what was coming. The situation changed when the Allies attacked Italy from North Africa in September 1943. The Italian government capitulated on September 8th, and within a day the country withdrew its soldiers from Monaco, and there seemed to be no longer any question of occupation. The Monegasques were relieved, but that mood did not last long because the next day German soldiers came to take command of the occupation. The Hôtel de Paris became the headquarters of the Gestapo. The port of Monaco was immediately banned for pleasure yachts to make room for the German Navy. Now things got much worse. The Germans moved quickly to round up Jews, arrest resistance contacts, and seize financial assets. Between 1943 and 1944, at least 90 Jewish residents of Monaco were arrested. Many handed over directly by Monegasque authorities and deported to Auschwitz. Most did not survive. This was the darkest chapter of Monaco's World War II story, and one the country would take decades to confront. Even under occupation, Monaco remained a hotbed of espionage. British, French, and German agents used the cover of luxury life to pass information, recruit contacts, and move money. Whispers of double agents in the casino floors, coded messages in roulette chips. It sounded like a movie, but it was real. Meanwhile, ordinary Monegasques lived in fear. Some collaborated, some resisted, most just tried to survive. Prince Louis II stayed in his palace, trying to maintain control, but it was clear Monaco no longer had real independence. A year later, on September 3, 1944, the German occupation came to an end. In the week of August 23 to 28, the port of Monaco was bombarded with air raids by the Allies. During a night bombardment, some houses were hit. Monaco suffered material damage from the war at the last minute. The American soldiers initially believed that they did not need to liberate Monaco because they were under the impression that the country was neutral. The communists of the Monegasque resistance even tried to depose Louis II with the intention of establishing a socialist republic, but the Allies did not really like that. In the French resistance, there was the idea of having Monaco annexed immediately. The regional commissioner of the republic asked General de Gaulle for advice on what to do. And the tall general's answer was remarkable, and I quote, "If you had done it without asking my advice, I would have had to reprimand you officially, but you would have received my approval personally. But now that you are asking my permission, I must forbid it." Monaco had once again kept its independent status by a narrow margin. But the scars remained. Prince Louis II remained on the throne, but his legacy was mixed. He had kept the country physically intact but morally compromised. And for decades, Monaco stayed silent about what happened, especially about its role in the Holocaust. That silence finally broke in 2015 when Prince Albert II, Louis's grandson, gave a public apology. He admitted Monaco's role in deporting Jews and laid flowers at the memorial for the victims. It was a moment of truth, long overdue. Today, Monaco is one of the richest, safest, most beautiful places on earth, but it also has a past, a complex one, shaped by war, occupation, and moral choices in impossible times. It's a reminder that even the smallest countries can play a role in history, and even the most glamorous places can hold dark secrets. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, give this a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden stories from history.